Turn up your volume, turn up your volume. Yes, we are on air. Welcome to eVision Live with Dr. Alexandra Kleeberg
and Dietrich Busaka. Welcome to a healthy, happy, fulfilled, blessed life.
Your broadcast on self-healing and potential development. And eVision Live today on the archetype of wisdom. We already had 3 broadcasts on this theme. And we are now today a very special theme. This is a theme of blessing, this topic of blessing. I'm a little bit scared about it because for me, I would say it's a theme where I feel a little bit uncomfortable or I don't really know about it. Because actually, why we're doing this, Alexandra? Because blessing normally has to do something with religion, it's giving to religion, and we rather try to be a broadcast which is related to science. So how can we talk about blessing?
I don't really know. I don't even really know what it is, but I didn't find much research on blessing. There might be, if you Google blessing and research, you find, the blessing of this medication for cancer clients or so, but this is not the blessing we're thinking of or we're talking about. And you're right, blessing was aligned to religion all the time. And the religion we know, they are about 2,500 years old. And they have been working in hierarchies, and there were special groups that were allowed to bless and other groups were not allowed to bless. They even got punished if they would have blessed. And so we are only used to think of blessing in terms of religion or spirituality. And I have a different approach on it, and I will tell you about that within this video. But I think it's necessary to sort of separate it from religion, to separate it from hierarchy, and to take the symbols and the power tools and the rights of power back to common people, to ourselves. And we took back the crown for our dignity.
Yes.
We took back the scepter, which is a wand in my imagination, and the globe, and we took back the wings, and today we take back the power of blessing or the art of blessing.
Okay.
And
so
I think there have been cultures who have been doing that all along, like ancient shamanic cultures. There have been cultures where every second person was a shaman, or every child learned to know shamanic healing, and so these cultures probably learned to bless as well, probably even as a child.
So we talk about blessing as a more or less forgotten art, forgotten power.
For common people.
For common people. And it actually, the strange thing is really, I think all religions use blessing. And so there must be something attached to it. There must be something about it which is proven, at least by empiric evidence.
Religion, yes. I think it is a very powerful tool and act.
So this is our first topic, the power of blessing we are going to discuss. We will then discuss what has blessing to do with healing. And the third topic is, like every time, how you can integrate this into your daily life. So how can blessing influence your life and
the way you look at life.
And you look at life. So welcome to blessing. Be blessed.
Yes, and since there is no real definition of blessing and it's aligned to religion, so we are very curious what you think of blessing, what's your definition, and maybe throughout this video you change your attitude towards blessing and maybe you find yourself the deep power in it.
Yes, and we don't want to convince anybody. We don't think that we have the truth. So please comment and please leave your comments below and help us really to get into dialogue among us here in this video, or among us in this our Facebook group, Self Healing and Potential Development. So just please be active and participate. Alexandra, what is blessing? What would you say?
I don't know.
But from a psychological point of view.
There is, I can't find a real psychological point of blessing. I can't even find research. I can't find a psychological attitude of blessing. So I made it up myself.
Where does it come from, the word blessing? What does it mean?
It in Germany it derives from a word which is called signum, which means a seal, and I sometimes use in my imaginations blessing as a seal or as an engravement into the soul. And in Latin it's called benedicere, which means to say something good about something, and you have that in English. You have the word benefit and beneficial, which I think means not saying something good but also doing something good. So it has this sort of meaning to say something good. It's the opposite of curse. I think in English you have something like bane and boon or something like that. It's blessing and curse. So while curse is saying something negative about something, blessing means to say something good. And Benedict, we have a lot of people that are called Benedict, and a Pope is called Benedict. So this benedicere, bene means good, dicere it's saying. So this is sort of the root of blessing. In English, I think it also derives from something which has to do with blood. And sealing with blood, so there is another background. So there is no real definition of it or what it means. It has, even the roots are sort of different, but it means to put something into a, I would say it into a bright light or into a blissful light or into a golden light. That's my image. Before I really thought about blessing, I had the blessing in Germans, and I said, oh, the sky opens up and the blessing, a golden blessing sprinkles on every footstep you make or on every breath you take or on a crisis or whatever. So that was my image, which I used in my self-healing groups, that the sky opens and it blesses whatever you want to bless. But you can also imagine in the course, I offer now self-healing 9 steps into the wealth of health. I say you can also imagine a blessing that the earth opens up and blesses from down under, or you can have a blessing from all around, or you can even have a blessing from the midst of your heart, from the inside out. So but in my imagination, it's also always something like a golden light.
Is there something, as it is linked to religion, so there is also linked to some higher power, or?
Yes, that's part of the definition, that you use a spiritual or a higher power to help the people on earth to succeed something or to feel something or to get protection in something. You can bless houses, you can bless children, you can bless certain paths, you can bless the food or whatever. So it is, I think in the definition, it's contacting a higher power and use this power to bring it down on earth. And the priests were something, the in-between channels for that.
And I think also in Oxford Dictionary, the definition is that it's about creating a situation, making it holy. And somehow,
making it holy, and holy has the same root as healing, so we are back to self-healing.
And I think what you said, one thing was very special about blessing and blessing, and well,
bliss is another word.
Yes, bliss is another word actually, which is somehow related to it. It could be maybe even the final objective. It would be, what is this relation to wisdom?
The relation to wisdom, we talked about that in our video on gratitude, and our
the
video
higher power
on
is calling.
Smiling. Yes, the higher powers, we won't go there. Wisdom has to do with zooming out of a situation. That's my image for that. That with the archetype of childhood, you're within life. And even with the archetype of youth, you are just in your erotic power and in the middle of life. And with the archetype of wisdom, you sort of zoom yourself out of the middle of your feeling enthusiastic life and just watch it from a little distance. And with the gratitude exercise, you develop a feeling for gratitude. With a smiling exercise, you smile at it, but you distance yourself from sorrow, you distance yourself from a human entanglement, you distance yourself from emotions, so you zoom yourself out and to watch it from a distance. And I like this archetype of wisdom to be an archetype of smiling or peaceful wisdom. There are some people that are called, they are wise, and they can be quite nasty. So I think it's, for self-healing, it's good to zoom into a distance where you've come back to peace.
Okay.
Within yourself and maybe with the situation or with what you look at.
Okay, and that would be then the relationship also between blessing and healing.
I didn't get that.
The question is, what has blessing now to do with healing?
I think blessing for healing, it's a tool.
Okay.
Healing means medically coming back into the parasympathetic mood. Most of the time we are frightened, we are angry, the universe is not friendly, as we talked about a few videos ago. Einstein said you have to decide, is the universe friendly or unfriendly? And most of the modern sicknesses derive, what I think, from what we call stress. And stress means the universe is unfriendly. And we have to watch, to have care of what is this person saying, what is that, and we come into a mode of anxiety, of fear, of anger, of rage, and that makes a lot of stressful biochemistry in the body, and we can't relax. And while we are in a state of anger, of fear, the body doesn't repair. It needs peace, it needs relaxation to have time to recover and to repair its systems. So I think blessing zooms you out of stress, and it brings you back into what we might call inner peace. Either inner peace inside, or peace with the situation, or with a stressful person or stressful experience we have.
Okay.
So it's
and
for
it's
healing,
free of emotions.
It's a tool. Yes, that's the next question. I would like to tell you a story about that.
Yes, tell me.
Usually I teach in my groups, when you have a challenge, that the first thing is you get rid of all the emotions. Emotion comes from Latin emovere, to move out. So you scream and shout or cry or shake or whatever. Get rid of the emotion so your frontal brain can start to think again. Then you might do the forgiveness exercise. And then you might create a new vision and implant the new vision into your body, so you can change this experience within and without and outside. And one time a person was in my group, she suffered from migraine, and she said, "Oh, Alexandra, this is so stressful. When I have migraine and I scream and shout and shake, it even gets harder it gets more and more tense in my body." And then you say, "I shall forgive," and I don't want to forgive my parents, or don't want to I feel so much resistance and it doesn't feel good. And then you say you have to be thankful. And I can't be thankful for the shit I have experienced. I can't be thankful for the hurting situations. I can't be thankful for my father yelling at it. I don't want to do it. It doesn't work. And she said, "But I did all your inner imaginations and I like this blessing stuff." And she said, "Oh, I had an idea. I want to come back to inner peace. I don't want to forgive. I don't want to yell. I don't want to cry. I don't want to be grateful. So what can I do?" And she was thinking of this blessing. She said, "Oh, blessing, this golden light, this feels easy. This feels good." And she said, I told myself, just sit down for half an hour a day, and whatever comes, you bless it. And that's what she did. She sat down and she thought of all her pain, and she blessed the pain. And then came her doubts, and she blessed the doubts. And then came her father, and she blessed her father. And then came the shit, and she blessed the shit. And she just said she put it into golden light, nothing else. And then came another thought, and she blessed that. And then came no thought at all, and she blessed the distance or the gap between the thoughts. And then there came an emotion, and she blessed the emotion. And she said, oh, this was so easy. I didn't have to do anything. I just let it all pop up, and I just blessed it. And after a while, she came from all these negative experiences to the positive, and she blessed the day, and she blessed the sun, and she blessed the birds, and she blessed her children, and she blessed her blessing, and so forth. And she said, this was so great. I left my migraine on the way.
Okay.
And it felt light. The only thing I had to do, and I didn't even have to put it into golden light. I just let the sky open, and everything was shining gold. And she was very enthused in the group, and she said, this is just great. And then I said, okay, let's do it with the group. And we did the blessing exercise, I think, for an hour with closed eyes. We went into our heart space.
Okay, it comes from the heart.
That's how I did it, yes.
Yeah.
And we blessed everything that came up. Somebody said, oh, I could murder my blah, blah, blah. And we said, oh, we bless this person, yes. Then somebody came, I hate the rain. We blessed the rain. I don't know what to say. We blessed, don't know what to say. And we did that for an hour. And it felt as if our whole brain was pulsated by this golden light, or this whole group. We felt better and better and better, and we blessed everything that came up, and it was just great. It was easy. It was, and that was your question, you don't have to feel with thankfulness, you have to feel with emotion, you have to feel, and emotions and thankfulness can be sometimes exhausting. Yes, and it was just light. We just had an idea and we blessed it, and we had a situation and we blessed it, and we had a thought and we blessed it, and sometimes there was silence, and then somebody said, oh, I bless the silence that is happening right now. And it was, I think there was a lot of well-feeling hormones in the body, and we were very, very inspirited. So this might be what happens, you get inspirited, although it's only one simple thing you let do. Open the sky opens by itself and just sprinkles a golden light through something. And I think this is one that you feel lighter and lighter and lighter. And what we discussed that afterwards, and it is an enormous power. It is an enormous power, because we blessed those situations where we were actually helpless and in pain. And we got out of this victimhood into potential blessing, to bless something. It is only allowed to the high priest in the church. There is this blessing of the Pope, Urbi et Orbi. I don't know what's it called in English.
It's Latin, actually.
And yes, but how you pronounce it in English. Of course it's Latin. And I think this is a blessing that probably not all the priests are allowed to do. So I think to start blessing means it empowers yourself. You have the power to be this channel, for example, if you want to call it like that. Or you have the power to imagine this. And this is a very light and easy and very, very, very powerful energy and tool. So the whole group lightened up, and I do this every once in a while. When I don't know what to do with people, we do this blessing exercise. Yes, so if we don't know a solution for something or are helpless, then I say, okay, let's start blessing now, whatever comes in. And soon we come from victimhood into the power of creation. Although we don't create, it's the power of blessing.
Of blessing. Wonderful. But blessing is actually you use it forward directed, so for the future. But I think if I got it right, you also use it looking backwards, which I think
Yes.
now it's a little bit different from what you normally is
Yes.
done with blessings. They are mostly for the future to protect you, to give
Yes.
you a bright future, to get you into bliss finally.
Yes.
Uh,
Yes. I think, for example, I like these Irish blessings. May your path be blessed with flowers or golden light. May your breath be blessed, and so forth. It's this may it be.
May it be, and with each time an image that creates flowers, whatever. So
Yes, it's
very imaginary.
Yes. And I think it's in this way, it's something between wishing and visioning.
Envisioning. Mm-hmm.
But it feels different if you say, I wish that your life is in a bright life, or if I say, I bless you, I bless your life. So it's pulsated by,
Mm-hmm.
it's another energy. It's one thing is a wish, and this other is it's a signum. In Germany,
It's a seal,
It's
yeah,
a
it's
seal.
seal.
It's in sealing something good on the deep ground of your soul.
Okay, and this means when it's sealed, actually it already becomes, it feels more real.
It feels more real, it feels more materialized, and at the same time it has more this spiritual energy that seals down on the ground of materia.
Mm-hmm.
So I feel it more powerful than to say, I wish you a good journey. I bless your journey. It's different, and you
Okay.
do something.
Okay.
Although you don't do it because the sky opens by itself. So it's a very intense approach to bless something.
Okay.
And
And this can also somebody who is not that spiritual can do blessing.
for me, I don't even know if I'm spiritual. For me, it's an image.
Mm-hmm.
And it's an
And anybody
energy
has a
of
power of imagination.
Everybody has a power of imagination. I would separate it from religion. I would just take it as a personal power we have.
Mm-hmm.
And for me, it's aligned to the archetype of wisdom,
Mm-hmm.
to zoom out of something and then get this all blessed.
Mm-hmm.
And it's a light energy because you don't really have to do something. You don't have to feel something. You just imagine blessing. And I
But does it
think
mean you don't need to get out of your comfort zone, or you can stay in there? Or
No, so you zoom out.
you zoom out. Okay,
You zoom out.
Okay.
You zoom out. And I think in religion, as you said, it's mainly for protection and for the future. I use it in a way that I bless my birth, I bless the pregnancy of my mother, I bless my heritage, I can even bless the Big Bang, so I can bless everything I want, and I can bless everything around, and I can bless all inside. I can bless myself, I can even bless the symptoms, and I can bless the door in the symptoms to healing. So I can do it either way in the line of time and inside and outside. So just try whatever you want to bless, just bless. And you can bless things that are a problem for you, and you can also bless the spring or the flower, or to make it even more joyful and to engrave more joyfulness in your soul. And you seal it up with that blessing.
Yeah, I could, and then if you seal it up, and then I could imagine that if you're then also grateful about the results of these blessings, that comes the blessing that comes back to you, that you really try to be grateful and feel it, then it can even be stronger.
Yes.
If
and
you
can
combine
be
blessing with gratefulness, then it could even be stronger.
Yes, probably. But as I said, thankfulness is a little bit tricky. Some are in a state they can't be thankful, and it's a way to become thankful. You have to go through emotions, and blessing is easier. Everybody can do that. You don't have to involve in something. You just bless it, or you don't even bless it. You let it bless. You just let the sky open, and it the situation gets blessed. It's easier. You don't have to go through emotions.
Okay.
And so that might be part of this special tool.
Mm-hmm.
It's easy, it's light, and it helps me a lot in situations when I'm helpless
Okay.
or when I feel helpless.
Okay, so how can we practice it? Coming to our third theme topic, how can we put this into action, integrate this into our daily life?
I think you can just wake up and bless the sunrise, you can bless this day, you can bless the bed you're lying in, you can bless the toilet where you sit on, whatever. You can just maybe give yourself a time of 5 minutes and bless everything you think and feel and whatever comes. You can even bless your emotions or your thoughts or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Just imagine they are pulsated through with golden light, for example. That's my image for it.
Or just you can take maybe something else. So would be if you have a different image, please put them
Yes.
into the comments, or just let us know what are your blessings? What are you using for blessings? So it could be really interesting to get into a dialogue about it.
Yes, and I use it in situations when I'm helpless. For example, when I read the news and
Okay.
there is something terrible happening. Sometimes I go through the emotion. I feel sad, I cry, I'm angry.
Mm-hmm.
I forgive or try to forgive, and to get this, what I've read about, to get it out of my body so it doesn't frighten me.
Mm-hmm.
And sometimes I just bless it. For example, when there is an
Image of war,
attack with, I don't know, 40 people dying, I imagine those people are in a golden light, and even the person who did that is in a golden light. It's a way to find back my inner peace or my inner balance.
Mm-hmm.
And this helps me to go forward. Sometimes I think, why am I doing this here? There's so many things terrible happening on earth, and this is just a little impulse, and everything is crazy. So what do I do with that?
Yeah,
And what
yeah.
makes me moving on? And then I bless this so I'm free and enthused and energetic to do this sort of work which I'm doing, and not to be frustrated about everything that's failing or that's terrible. Or for example, like you go to Africa every few weeks for your work.
Yeah.
And you fly over Paris, you fly over Istanbul, so those places that I think are not very safe. And so I imagine while you're flying there that this plane is pulsated through with golden light, or it flies through or flies with a golden light or something like that. That's what I'm doing when I feel helpless, and this empowers me, and it helps me to come out of fear into a little bit more inner peace.
Okay, thank you. And so what do you advise our audience to do?
Just do it.
Just practice it.
Just practice
Just
it.
just try it, and try it to practice blessing during your day.
Yes.
And by this, get back the power that once was delegated
That once was our own.
that once was our own, and
Yes.
then was delegated over time to external gurus.
Actually, I think blessing is one of the greatest powers of imagination there is.
Okay.
Even more than gratitude, maybe. But I don't really like to compare it, so forget that one. I think it's a very, very, very strong power.
So this is what we wanted to get the message about. It's very strong. It can help you if you are in a relatively helpless situation when you don't know really to get out of it. It really can be a tool to get out of it. It's very simple, and it's based on imagination. And so get this power back to you, take it back, and be a blessing for yourself, and thus be a blessing for all your environment, for everybody around you. So bless you.
So there will be more bliss on earth.
There will be more bliss on earth by this. And thank you so
very
much.
much. And open your heart and start.
And be blessed.